Brian Thompson, the CEO of United Healthcare. I did a remote viewing session just now, so let's get into it. As always, take it or leave it, take what resonates, throw away what doesn't. But ultimately, it doesn't matter because I channel through the divine, and what spirit shows me is what spirit shows me. If you've never viewed me, my name is Monica. I'm a psychic medium and a remote viewer, channeler, and welcome to my content. If you like it, give me a follow. So the first thing that Brian showed me was that he was very shocked because it happened so quickly. The shooting in broad daylight, and he showed me that there was like a giant white light with two giant like golden encrusted doors that opened for him, and he was thinking like, what the heck happened to the hotel? Did they like change like in between me leaving and coming back? Like, is this for Christmas or what's up happening with the decorations? He didn't realize what had happened, obviously. He also took a minute to kind of figure himself out into the astral. He was kind of lost, but fortunately, his spirit guide or guardian angel stepped in and guided him through. I see that he did go through a life review, and it wasn't super long, but he will have to reincarnate back again. He did show me his childhood. Now, obviously, this is just what spirit shows me. I don't know what part of this is true, but this is what he was showing me. I believe his father was an alcoholic and he would physically abuse him. No essay, just abuse. I see that when he was a younger boy, he would be running in the house, like running. He ran into like cupboards, like this like giant like wardrobe armoire kind of thing, and like he would be hiding in there. He would hide in places. His father was really rough on him, and he would with his butt with like a belt, like yikes. So I have never looked into his life before, just kind of what I saw in the news about him. So when I looked into this remote viewing and channeling, I'm now looking right now on ChatGPT and everything to like find out if any of this correlates. And I found out that he was arrested back in 2017, was arrested in Minnesota and charged with driving under the influence. And then December 5th, the 50-year-old was convicted for the misdemeanor, receiving a sentence of 2 years probation per the filing, but then he took over as CEO of United Healthcare a few years forward in 2021. So I guess the whole alcoholism maybe is what he was dealing with, was hereditary. I didn't see the name of his wife as Paulette. He kept like saying Mandy, so I don't know who Mandy is. Maybe Mandy was someone that he was currently dating. I did see that he would hang out with some ladies of the night, let's say, and like strippers, because he would pay them well. I see him in hotel rooms with them. I did see that he left 2 children behind. I thought it was a boy and a girl, but apparently it's 2 boys. He said that he's going to be watching them and taking care of them on the other side, and kind of like a spirit guide or like an ancestral guide, because of karmic ties to them, until the whole like 60 or 100 years goes by, and that's when he will reincarnate back into another lifetime. But in this lifetime, he will not be brought into privilege. He will struggle financially. So I'm looking back now to my footage because I recorded about an hour session remote viewing, and he's not still lost in the astral. He did, like I said, go through his life review, but he was lost at first, and he did show me kind of after the gates opening, or the giant doors opening, and like the giant white light. From there, it's like he went through this like portal or this tunnel, which I've heard people describe a lot in like near death experiences, where it's like a tunnel that you just like go like lightning speed through. And I did see that while he was traveling lightning speed through this tunnel, I want to also note that what he said. He said that in the tunnel, the colors, there were a lot of lights and colors in this tunnel. Think of like when you go down like a water slide, okay? It's like that. And there were colors that he'd never seen before. Okay, these are like colors that like almost are not in our reality. And I saw that as he was traveling, like at lightning speed through these tunnel or through this tunnel, I see that like right away, like his spirit guide like jumps in and like carries him and like grabbed him and like carried him to like the right way, the right location to help guide him in where he needed to go, which was towards his life review. Usually what happens when people pass is that they'll go, when they go to the garden, they go and reconcile with their family members. And I did not see this part, not to say that it didn't happen, but I didn't see that part. I also think that his father might be unalived now, like gone, and also in the astral, but I believe his mother is still alive. So for the scene of the crime, I don't know what happened necessarily, but for some reason I was seeing somebody that had his blood on their hands. I think they were trying to lift him. I don't know. They're not supposed to touch the body, so I don't know if that even happened, or maybe that's just like a figure of speech, like someone has his blood on their hands, like maybe the shooter. I did read that there were some threats sent to his home, but he didn't mention that. He showed me that he enjoyed golfing, and I believe he lived in some kind of suburbs. I kept getting Connecticut, but that's not where he lives. He lived in Minnesota, and kind of like on a golf course in a large home. But that was his family home, which he had left to his wife, and then he lived in another home, and I think that was not as large, but still a decent sized home. He did say a few things to me, because he's feeling a lot of remorse on the other side, and he's grappling with I don't know if I want to say his behavior, but just the things that he did. He used the word diabolical himself. He said that he feels like he failed his wife, and he not only that, but he feels like he failed humanity. But he did say that he was groomed into this position in a way, the position that he had as a CEO. He felt like he didn't have like a choice, like this is kind of the way that the company functioned, almost as if anyone was in his position, they would have done the same. But he's looking back now and he said the word karmic retribution. Well, we'll get back to that in a moment and what that means. But he feels like he failed humanity, and he feels like he should have done better, but he also felt like his hands were tied and he wouldn't know how to make things right in those circumstances, in that environment. Quote, I failed humanity as a soul and contribution to humanity. He was very apologetic to his wife, Mandy, or again, I'm saying Mandy, but it's actually Paulette. And Mandy must have been like a girl he was seeing, I don't know. But he was apologetic to his wife and to his children. And he said he's sorry that for everything. She knows what that means. And with his children, he's saying that daddy may not be there for Christmas, but I will be there in spirit. So like I will actually be there, but just not in the same way that I was in the past. So for the shooter, okay, let's get into the scene of the crime. Okay. I got the name Dustin or Justin. Do not quote me on this. I'm not 100%. This is just what I got, okay? Okay, maybe not so much the scene of the crime, because I feel like we kind of got into that, but the motive. Okay, the motive. I didn't get that this guy was a trained like professional. However, I did get that like there's some kind of perhaps background in military or combat training, or maybe like jujitsu, something like that, like something of this kind. He's also smart with computers and technology. So we're running out of time here. If you want to see the rest of this, go to my website, monicamediumyt.com for part 2. I'll see you there.